Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an edition of Drizzleland. So I recently found out because I was looking up online and stuff like that that we are getting in exactly 2 months from now the Genesis flashback. Now the Genesis flashback, I've had other people online that I've been discussing with, and some of them have already gotten a basically a pre-order already sent to them, and they've already reviewed it. And the videos that I've watched are pretty solid. It seems like you're gonna get a lot of great series with it. The price seems to be pretty decent. It looks like it's gonna be about $80. You are gonna get about, well, I wouldn't. It says on the box, from what people have been saying, 85 games. I don't know if that's necessarily true. We're probably getting like 75 possibly. Um, but it does have a built-in cartridge section on top of it, so you can play your cartridges on there, which means woohoo, original content. You can play it. Great, awesome that somebody finally came up with this. Absolutely psyched about this because you finally get all the classic Genesis games. You also get the Game Gear games. You get the Master Systems. You get, I think, even like some of the rare games, I believe. But you do get like all the Sonic games, which is good. You get pretty much all of like Golden Axe. Altered Beast is one of them, I believe, that's in there. So you do get quite a bit of a great selection of games. Finally, we get something from the Sega library that is going to be great. It's not going to be a situation where the games are going to be altered and the sound quality isn't going to be the way that it should be. I've seen a few people play some of the games already. Great. I'm glad that we're getting this. The SNES Classic, Nintendo announced that they are releasing that sometime soon this year, so we will be getting that as well. I was a huge fan of the Super Nintendo and Genesis. I think that the new generation should experience these things. Those games pretty much defined what gaming is about. And if you are a Sega fan, I would pick it up when it comes out. Reasonably priced, great content, lots of great games. Plus, you can play your cartridges in it. Unfortunately, with the Super Nintendo Classic that's coming out, you can't play your cartridges on it. Nintendo, what's up with that? Why are we not getting that? That doesn't make any sense. But you are going to be able to play like the Zelda games and the Mario and the other stuff, that I grew up playing. Great content. I think Nintendo's going to do a great job with that. It's just a matter of, hopefully we're going to get some really good games and they're not just going to fill up, space with random, third-party games that weren't very good. There's also rumors about, in like a few years from now, possibly an N64 mini. I'm all for that. I love the N64. The N64 had great games. We're talking like GoldenEye. We're talking about, all the Mario games, Smash Brothers, Zelda, Bomberman. Don't get me wrong, like Donkey Kong Country, I thought 64 was a great game. I thought, really, the titles for the N64 I thought were amazing when I first played it. You got so many great titles with it. You even had a few Star Wars games. You had an Indiana Jones game. You had a few fighting games too. I think there's a few Mortal Kombat games. And if you are a wrestling fan, that is the console I thought that really developed wrestling games. You had like WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy, and obviously WCW. They had a few games on there that were really good, solid. You had an ECW game that was released on there that was pretty solid. You also had like some of the Street Fighter games. So yes, I'm all for Nintendo redoing the whole N64 library and just doing them N64 mini. I say go for it. I like a lot of the older games. The Nintendo Switch, the GameCube, I think that they're really trying Nintendo's really trying to reinvent themselves with the Switch, and I think that it's going very well. Um, I was very impressed with the GameCube too. I would even say a GameCube Mini would be interesting too if they ever did that. Um, Nintendo needs to focus, I think, on gameplay and their history, because that's what everybody grew up watching and playing. Obviously, with the Nintendo cartoons, that's the other thing, is Nintendo used to have cartoons too. They had Zelda, they had Captain N and the Game Master, they had the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Bros. World. So yes, Mega Man 2. I fully believe that Nintendo is doing the right thing, and obviously Sega had a few cartoons too, like Earthworm Jim, Sonic the Hedgehog. They're still making Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons. Thumbs up with that. I love my Sonic cartoons. So, thank you for the Genesis flashback. We're finally going to get something that the fans are going to love. Thank you, Sega. Thank you, Nintendo. Let's keep the good work up here.